Ain't real sure how much of this y'all can see. But this all this back here, it's been about to kill me and my poor cousin, who's almost as old as I am, for the last 2 days. We built this porch a few years ago, this deck. It was open then when we built it. We got a covered deck on the back. This is the front of the house. And then my wife decided, oh, we need a deck on the front. So we built this deck on the front. And then we decided, oh, it's too hot. Sun blaring down on you, beating your brains out all day long. You can't really enjoy it. So we need to put a roof over it. So here we are, finally. Got it finished today. This deck is 20 feet by 54 feet. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. But I hope kids and grandkids will enjoy it, and my wife will enjoy it if she outlives me. If she keeps working me like she's been doing, ain't no doubt she'll outlive me. But when we built this house, I guess 2010, the contractor asked us. We had it dried in. We had the logs stacked. We had the windows and doors put in and the roof. And the interior stud walls. And me and my wife done the rest of it. Quite an adventure, and I'll share those stories with you as we go forward on Tales from the McCabin, how we got started and all that stuff with it. But she and I both had some interest in the log cabin in our lives before we even knew one another. Well, after we got together, we got to talking and decided, yeah, okay, well, that's a mutual interest that both of us had. A mutual desire was to live in a log house. And here we are, lo these many years later. But we were working a job, a pretty good paying job, by my standards anyway, um, back in 2009. And we've always worked together, my wife and I. I've always been production, she's been quality, and we've been fortunate enough to work for the same companies as we do now. And we worked for the same company then, a different company, but we worked for the same company. And she comes to me one day and she says, listen, we need to quit our jobs and go home and build a house, build the log house that we've been talking about. I said, woman, you've lost your mind, quit our jobs. She said, oh, yeah, we can do it. Which we had a house that when we relocated to Tennessee, we sold the house. So we did have some funds available, but, I didn't think it would be near enough. And that's when she come up with a brilliant idea. Yeah, we can do all the work ourselves. I ain't no carpenter. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a plumber. I can do some of all those things. I can probably build a doghouse. I can change a light switch, put in a new faucet in the kitchen or the bathroom. But that's about the extent of my experience at that point, working with my granddaddy, which is some more stories that I'd be glad to share with you. But she said, yeah, we can do it. And I said, woman, you're crazy. She said, oh, no, we can do it. We can do it. It took her about 2 weeks, maybe 3, of telling me every day that we need to quit our jobs. And like I said, what I thought at that time in my life and her life were very good paying jobs. But we need to quit our jobs, go home, and build this log house. So, like I said, it took her 2 or 3 weeks to convince me that that was indeed what we needed to do, but she did. And we did. And we can't find out that we could do it. And I'll share some video and pictures from the process, and it was quite a learning experience. I got to be very good friends with YouTube at that point because you can learn anything on YouTube. But this house is here behind me, outside of a contractor that we hired to dry it in, everything inside. Me and my wife, and I had a little help from some of the local people here, a couple of guys, especially one family. They would come by if it was something that I'd never done before. They'd come by and get us started, and then okay, James, see you, we're out. Call us if you need us. And fortunately, I never had to call them for the same job too many times. But it was was quite an ordeal. So we took a year off of work and we built this house. But when we had it dried in, they did put the floor in, and on this front porch you can see right back there. That's the original porch. The guy that was building the house said, "How big do you want these porches?" I said, "Well, I guess as big as it is on the print. That's what we bargained for. That's what we could afford to do." And I guess that's it. I said, "How big do you think they should be?" He said, "Well, I know I've built many a log house, and I can tell you that they're never big enough." And I thought, well, that's crazy. What are you going to do on a porch? So I said, just build them according to the print, and that's what we're going to do. So that's what we did. And that probably didn't last a year. And probably by the end of year 5 or 6, being in the house, we had more square footage outside the house than we had inside the house. I guess it's probably a 2,000 square foot house of living space. We got a 1,200 square foot basement underneath. But we wound up with about a little over 3,000 square feet of porches and decks around this house. Like I said, this is the front of the house. There's another one in the back. We had one off of the end of the house, the south end of the house. So when folks ask you how big do you want your porch to be, just make sure that you understand that they are never big enough. But this one here, we put the cover on it, the roof, the last couple of days. Like I said, those are 2 by 12 by 20s up there. They are heavy. I am old. My cousin is almost as old as I am, and it has about killed us. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'll let y'all know what's going on next, what the next project is, if we have one. If we don't have one, I'll go carry y'all around, let y'all see some of the stuff we've done, what we've done, how we've done it. And there's quite a few interesting stories behind how we came to have this house. Just a blessing from the Lord, I promise you, the way everything came together for us to be able to do it. I assure you that it was a great blessing to us, because we couldn't have never done it on our own. But somehow we did, and that somehow is was some divine intervention. I'm sure of that. If you believe that, that's great. If you don't, that's your prerogative. But I'm gonna tell you, things happen. Things happen for us in such a way that there's no other explanation for it. But anyway, thought I'd jump on here and give y'all a minute or two of a time, and I'll see y'all next time on Tales from the McCabin. Maybe have some more interesting stories. Thank y'all for stopping by. If you enjoy it, let me know you enjoy it. If you want to know, if you got questions about the house, feel free to ask. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Got nothing to hide. And if anybody is interested in a log house, you should pursue it. I highly recommend them. But anyway, appreciate y'all stopping by, and we'll have another Tales from the McCabin coming up in the next couple of days. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great evening.